Every year, thousands of children under the age of 5 die in Uganda. Of these, 18% of the deaths are from vaccine-preventable diseases. In 2001, 63% of children under the age of 1 year had not completed the immunization schedule, while others had not had any immunization at all. This exposes our children to great risk of illness, disability, and death due to 8 childhood immunizable diseases: polio, measles, tuberculosis, diphtheria, tetanus, hepatitis B, Haemophilus influenza type B, and whooping cough. After finding the wild polio virus traces in the neighboring countries of the Democratic Republic of Congo, South Sudan, and Kenya, this put at risk the borderline districts of Uganda, including Isingiro, Kabwe, Kasese, Bundibugyo, Kenjojo, Tororo, Kapchowa, Bulambuli, Busia, Bududa, Bugiri, Abim, Kutito, Nakapiripiri, Napak, Bukwo, and many others. At the same time, the immunization coverage in these districts was low, below 80%, despite the government effort to bring health services nearer to the people. A number of parents do not take their children for immunization or take them for the first dosage at birth. The reasons for this can include they don't have information on where to find immunization services. Others don't know the number of times a child is supposed to be immunized. Many still don't value immunization and think it has a negative effect on their children. To some, the distance to immunization centers is long, and they do not find it important to take that journey. Some families, like in the Karamoja region, are mobile, so immunization services don't reach them. Others don't know the immunization schedules in their areas, especially for routine immunization. Some believe rumors about the negative effects of immunization and don't have the facts on the importance of immunization to the child and family. Cultural beliefs also play a role in discouraging families to seek for immunization services. Uganda Junior League, also known as UGL, signed a program cooperation agreement with Unicef to carry out social mobilization activities aimed at promoting and strengthening routine immunization and creating awareness of the polio risk in the region. UGL put together an experienced team of sports social mobilizers who worked closely with the district teams. UGL teams moved through all the 39 districts. Activities started with planning meetings at the district office.
At first I even doubted it and said, will it work? But having moved together with them, you reach a place, probably a marketplace, you stage a dance, the young boys come, they compete, you identify mothers, they also have a netball they play, and in the middle of the play there are interludes of messages being given to people. There are interludes of some presents being offered to people. I found this very good, very interactive, and I think people were very, very willing to listen to this. And above all, when people actually listened and looked at the film show, that was a real breaker.
Sports and drama activities in each district ran for 4 to 5 days with a targeted coverage of 6 to 8 sub-counties per district. The 3 key outputs of the program were: school-going children and communities were empowered with immunization information. Sports and drama festivals were organized to attract children as a platform to pass on immunization information. Over 17,000 children attended these events. At the festival intervals, children were informed about the benefits of immunization and where to find immunization services in their area. Children were told to share the immunization information with their parents and guardians and also ensure that children in their neighborhood get immunized. Children recited immunization poems to show their knowledge about immunization on topics like immunizable diseases and the number of times a child has to be vaccinated and at which age. At every event, immunization quizzes were held to judge the children's understanding of immunization. The winners were awarded with immunization-branded giveaways like t-shirts, bibs, balls, and badges. 2,106 school teachers were oriented on immunization and agreed to continue promoting routine immunization and sensitize children about immunization, both in school and also as a social responsibility. Many parents and caretakers believe in the recommendations of teachers. Teachers formed an alliance to continue mobilizing children and parents for routine immunization. Classroom talks and assemblies were used to educate children on immunization. Parents were challenged to know the immunization status of every child in their home and neighborhood. The immunization mark on a fully immunized child was demonstrated. To keep the immunization message alive every day in school, UGL planted immunization message signs in the different schools. Children have proved to be a good vehicle to carry positive messages about immunization to resistant families. Output 2. Increased public awareness of immunization, aiming at creating a demand for immunization in all these communities. Community sensitization was successfully carried out to promote and create awareness for the need for immunization. Parents and caretakers were informed about the benefits of immunization to the child, the family, and the community through massive awareness crusades. At the end of each day, a film about the dangers of polio was shown, and this helped change parents' perception, seeing the pain that the child and family go through when the children are not vaccinated. Mobile public address systems were used to broadcast the message in the local language to remote and hard-to-reach communities. 45 radio talk shows and 400 adverts were broadcast to give a further reach of the message in each district. For the hard-to-convince or resistant families, door-to-door mobilization was carried out. The teams talk one-on-one with parents and caretakers, convincing them to vaccinate their children. Within the scheduled districts targeted, over 2,000 children were vaccinated. IEC materials were distributed and immunization posters with different messages were pinned up at health centers, and over 10,000 flyers were distributed during the drives and at events. Mobile populations, like in the Karamoja region, were reached through their Manyata leadership. Fathers, who are the main decision makers, were sensitized on immunization at their grazing points. 73 village-based health meetings were held by the UGL teams and the district health educator, reaching out to caretakers, especially fathers, at their drinking points and workplaces, sensitizing them on immunization and alleviating their fears. Demonstrations of a fully healthy child were showcased in villages based on the child's sports and academic life, that for any child to be successful in life, he or she should be fully immunized. Output 3. Increased capacity of local social mobilization structures of district health teams, local leaders, and NGOs.
The methodology used, especially when they are working with the district health educator involving us, increases the ownership of the message. And because we are the ones who have communicated to an audience that was collected for us, a follow-up talk is a little easier.
Any achieved results of social mobilization could not be sustained without local structures that would continue mobilizing communities.
I would like Unicef to continue and we can help mobilize mothers on the recognizable diseases.
470 community elders were selected and mobilized as immunization elders. They were oriented on immunization and agreed to always mobilize for routine immunization in their areas of coverage. Each immunization elder has a target to reach 100 to 200 families in his village. immunization elders were linked to the district structures of VHTs and the DHE. Immunization elders are being used to carry out community surveillance. Immunization elders are responsible for tracking unimmunized children in their village by use of the UGL Green Book.
At least now, we are reaching our target. So we had the issues of people who are not immunizing, the leaders, so they happened to go down and we had to talk to them. So at least now everything is okay.
They have to take note of every child below the age of 5, including the newborns in their area, register them, and follow up on their immunization status. Voluntary vaccination outreach calls are being done by selected immunization elders who mobilize their community for routine immunization outreaches and inform the district to send in vaccinators. Each elder is supposed to call for at least one outreach every 4 to 5 months. UGL held several planning meetings with the district health team, which reviewed the district performance, mapped out the low-performing areas, and laid strategies on how to increase the immunization awareness in the district.
How
important is immunizing our children such that they don't get disabled.
Local leaders and groups of women were trained and oriented on immunization. These leaders were encouraged to advocate and create awareness for routine immunization in their communities. Leaders are to continue talking about immunization at their gatherings as they encourage members to seek for immunization services. 200 leaders were involved and trained. 240 local CBOs and NGOs were engaged and organized into district-based immunization alliances. Their leaders were trained and oriented on immunization. Selected NGOs include immunization in their activities and are to continue mobilizing their members and the communities they serve for routine immunization.
Since we are an organization, we come in mobilization of the communities. We do mobilize the communities to go and access these services.
702 child health ambassadors picked from different schools were trained to continue mobilizing their families and communities for routine immunization. And also support the immunization elders in their area. 2,000 health workers and VHTs were trained on customer relations and services, and how to handle parents and caretakers of different backgrounds when they come for vaccination, and how to encourage them to come again. There are several benefits that come with immunizing a child. These are shared by the child, the family, and the community. Immunized children have a healthier life, can play sports, and perform better in academics. Immunization strengthens a child's ability to fight diseases, reduces the chances of children suffering from childhood immunizable diseases, protects children from liver disease and cancer later in life, prevents complications such as lameness and blindness in children, and thus reduces the burden of their care to parents and caretakers, the community, and the nation. Contributes to a child's proper growth and development. Protects the entire community from the 9 childhood vaccine-preventable diseases. Protects the mother and her unborn baby from tetanus. All these benefits were shared with the population during the various activities held by UGL. Having carried out a successful and worthwhile mobilization, the challenge still remains on sustaining the achieved momentum and formed structures. We also need to extend this mobilization to the remaining sub-counties in the covered districts, as well as the uncovered districts with low immunization coverage. UGL plans to assess the impact of all its activities and formed structures every 6 months.
Natugamba tumanira ilimalako omuntu wanabeera mu nsinga talina kusoma kwonna atasomye la akalaba ajja kubeera omuntu munsi atali mu magezi
kimirimu kiri kukholebwa khujema babantu kuli khulayi nabi.
Coverage was always prioritized to only those areas that are performing worst in every district. I would like to commend their job and say that the response and the reactions we have gotten from the districts where they have always been asked to go back.
This immunization campaign was carried out by Uganda Junior League in close partnership with Unicef Uganda, with support from the Ministry of Health and the World Health Organization.